Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to About Nothing But Sports. I'm your host, Ashley Nicole Baker, and this is about to be dope. Listen, y'all know I'm here every week as much as I try to be, but I have a special guest with me this week, a phenomenal sports influencer, my girl. I love all of your content. I love your drive. I love your energy. Y'all. If you don't know, now you know. Miss Joy D'Angela, girl, thank you for joining us.
What's up? Thank you for having me. I'm really looking forward to this episode for sure.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're on. I had to get you on because we are going to talk. This is heavy on the NBA, y'all. Heavy on the NBA. We are talking NBA play-ins. NBA playoffs is right after that. Off camera, Joy and I were just talking about how hectic this week is about to be. And I wanted to save this part for the show, but I had put on my Instagram or my Twitter that I have an overwhelming sense of emotion. Like, I'm super excited. And because typically it's the end of the season, we get like a week off and then we jump into playoffs. Well, since they've added the play-in tournament, now we get the end of the season, tourney right into the playoffs. Like, it's literally about to be nonstop. If you're in sports media like we are, it's super exciting. It's going to be a bit draining, but it's super exciting. Before we get into that, though, because I do want to talk about your excitement and your thoughts on the play-in tournament. Just tell everybody exactly what you do. We're going to get the dropping the links. We're going to get that out the way now. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media. But I love you. I met you through Daniel Artest.
Yes.
And homegirl know her stuff. That's homegirl know
her stuff. I tried.
Let's do this. How about we tell people what area you're in, what team you root for, but who's your favorite player?
But who was my favorite player? So I'm from Dallas. I was born in Fort Worth, but I was raised in Dallas.
That's a great say it again.
You know what?
Say it again.
I was born in Fort Worth, but I was raised in Dallas. Yes.
That's a good city.
Yes. Love it out here. My favorite team is the Miami Heat, but my guy is Russell Goatsbrook.
Did you give him that name?
Yes, but it's rightfully earned by this. He's the GOAT of triple doubles, the GOAT of rebounding, the GOAT of athleticism next to LeBron. I mean, it is what it is.
Look. When I first started first started linking, I would come at home, girl. Like, y'all know me. I'm gonna argue regardless. And I can't argue Russell Westbrook anymore. Like, you can't, like, he's just historic regardless. And so, Joy, tell people where they can follow you on social media. Great sports takes, guys. She do skits, she model. Homegirl is in her bag.
Yes, thank you so much. You can follow me on Instagram at Joy D'Angela. I recently made a Twitter I think at the beginning of the season, so I'm getting up there on Twitter too. But everything Joy D'Angela. My YouTube channel is also Joy D'Angela. So everything is Joy D'Angela, nice and simple.
Yes. I need to take the hint from you and Renee and Kelsey and Brian H. and everybody on having my name be the same across the board.
Yes, it's much easier to find you.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure I do that. Yes. Again, thank you for joining the show. I'm super geeked, and I'm not going to leave us waiting much longer because I definitely want to hear your takes on these men. Well, first of all, before we even get into the actual, because we're going to preview the play-in games, guys. We're going to preview the play-in games. But are you a fan of the tourney? Because you got folks like LeBron, you got folks like Luka, you got a couple of, I see more than several fans that are not fans of this play-in tournament. So what is your thought process on it?
Well, we know how you feel about LeBron. So I already know you like to go against Bron. So I feel like, you're going against anything that he don't like. But what I will say is this. I'm a fan of the play-in tournament because I get more basketball for one. I guess that's kind of selfish coming from fan perspective. I get more basketball. That's the first thing. The second thing is I feel like it makes things more interesting. I think the NBA, you know, they just want to mix things up. I don't see anything wrong with that. The third thing, the third reason why I think it's okay, is pretty much just because a lot of times during the regular season, especially this year, the standings are super duper close. Like, bruh, 8, 9, and 10 in the East, they ain't even have the same record. You know, so a lot of people feel like that wasn't fair. So now it's giving your team a shot to make the play-in. And I think it's funny because I feel like the play-in opinion is because had LeBron or been in the 10th or 9th seed, people would be a fan of it. Or Golden State. If they were in the 19th seed, people would like that. But because though their teams are having to face playing teams, then it's a problem. So, and I also think it's funny that nobody had an issue with it last year because they weren't in any danger. If LeBron truly felt any problem with the play-in, he would have said that last year when he didn't have to play somebody from the play-in, but he didn't because he was a top seed. So now that he's on the lower end of the totem pole, it's a problem. And so, like I said, I think that the opinion on the play-in tournament is objective to begin with. So yeah, and my best friend is covering the play-in tournament for the NBA, and he's doing a great job, and he got a bag for it. So I'm a fan of the play-in for that. The main reason, but like I said, I think it's dope in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm with you on just, again, from a fan's perspective, I'm super excited that we get more basketball. But I don't recall, I mean, come on. How excited would we have been, Wizards Nation, if the play-in tourney wasn't an option? Now, luckily for the Wizards, they were tied with the last 3 seeds were tied anyway, and they own tiebreakers in those, I believe. So if they won yesterday's game, they was going to get that 8th seed regardless. So they would have made it in by the skin of their teeth. But it gives you something to be excited about. And as far as LeBron is concerned, you coming up on your later years anyway, so you ain't even gonna have to worry about the play-in tournament. But in the sense of, there's also, as you were talking, I thought about this, there's so much talent. There is so much talent in the league. We literally cannot afford to not have certain players have the opportunity to make the playoffs. Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, like, had the Pelicans done a little better, but think about, I'm just talking about those guys. Think about all the heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? LaMelo Ball, like with Charlotte, like, think of all the heavy hitters though up top of the standings in the West.
Right.
Or even in the East this year, the heavy hitters kind of at the top. Like, we wouldn't have been able to see these other talents even. I mean, come on. I want to see Ja Morant in the damn playoffs. I do. If the Pelicans had did better, I want to see Zion Williamson there. I want to see them have an opportunity at the play-in and then possibly make the playoffs. I'm excited to see what LaMelo Ball is going to do. He dropped the ball against the Wizards.
Love to see it.
I want to see how he's going to. This is playoff pressure. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I like it's literally so much talent. Like, you have to find a way to give them extra opportunities to get in. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion on it. So
I agree.
We're one and the same on that. So let's hop into it. First game that we are going to preview, Grizzlies Spurs. Now, that damn Greg Popovich. I don't care what kind of squad. Yes, I don't care what kind of squad Greg has. The Spurs are always somewhere in the mix. They're the 10th seed. So without the play-in, we wouldn't have seen them. Mm-mm. With the play-in, they see Memphis, and they see who I was just talking about, Ja Morant. I just deemed Ja Morant one of my top 3 players in the league the other day.
As far as like your favorite, or
yes,
I thought you meant the best. I said, all right, now actually, what are we doing?
No. Hell no, I ain't there yet. But he's too, I raved about John Morant. Actually, I talk to so many different guys that have sports minds, sports opinions, and this guy that I real cool with. The year that Ja was about to come out, he was like, Ash, keep your eye on John Morant, keep your eye on John Morant. He was cooking in college. And me and him were so like fixated on Ja. I was like, yo, it would not be a surprise if Ja went ahead of Zion. Like, I just would not be surprised.
A lot of people thought that.
Yeah. And so he came out rookie of the year. Everybody's going to put an asterisk against that because of Zion being out hurt. But just definitely living up to the hype that I knew he would live up to. I mean, again, this is the second straight season where he is in some type of play-in situation. I think he was in this situation in the bubble last year.
He lost to Portland. They lost to Portland.
But was it the play-in tournament?
It was the play-in, because remember Jaren Jackson, I think, got hurt. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Grizzlies played Portland for that spot, I believe.
Some situation where he's
I the Grizzlies had the 8th spot. I think the Grizzlies had the 8th spot and the Blazers took it. I think that's what happened, right? But all I know is whatever happened, I think the Blazers. Yeah, and Jaren Jackson ended up getting hurt, and then everything just went downhill after that.
Right. Yeah. Either way, John Morant, again, this is the second consecutive season where he's in the mix of something.
Right.
And the years with, Zach Rudolph there and, those guys there, of course, Memphis, Mike Conley. I think Mike Conley was with the Grizzlies, at one point. They were a problem, or they were always some type of threat in the West. But you got to give it up to John Morant. So I do want to talk about this. Who do we expect to have the bigger step up between John Morant and DeMar DeRozan? So when I say the bigger step up, obviously who's just going to be the more dominant player in this matchup?
I think DeMar DeRozan will be more dominant, but I think the Grizzlies are going to be the better team because the thing with DeMar is he has less help. Like he has DeJounte, you have Patty, people like that. But at the same time, LaMarcus is gone. Okay, that's the first thing. And then Memphis has a better bench. Memphis has, they have Dillon Brooks. He's not a bench player. He have Dillon Brooks. You have people like that. They have, like I said, they have Tyus Jones, DeAnthony Melton. Like they have players from their bench in the starting 5 that can assist Ja. And then Valanciunas, right? Mm-hmm. That's the name. I be getting Valanciunas and what's dude name from. But yeah, it's Valanciunas. So they have. I feel like they have more help, and I don't think John Morant's gonna have to do just 50-point games but I think DeMar DeRozan will. I think DeMar DeRozan will have to do more because DeJounte is amazing, but I feel like he still wouldn't be able to, make up for the entire bench and starting 5. So I think DeJounte will be more dominant, but I see the Grizzlies winning that series.
Okay. Yeah, I think Ja gonna take flight.
You think so? He's capable. I mean, we've seen him drop 40 points.
Yeah, I think and to what you said about them just having the better team in general, I think that Ja is going to propel them like in convincing fashion. I think that it's going to be convincing enough that when they win and they make it actually into the playoffs, whoever their matchup is going to be, I can't think off the top of my head who would it be. It's going to be a little like sleeper. We're going to come out that game and be like, yo, whoever see them first round of the playoffs,
Utah,
watch out. I think
right?
Utah
got the first seed. I know they have the second seed, and I think Utah has the first. Still,
well, we're gonna find out right now. So did Phoenix come out of that?
The Phoenix will have to play the Lakers the first round if the Lakers keep the 7th spot.
Right. So Memphis is the 9th seed, and so it's really gonna. They don't have the opportunity to. Well, I guess so if they win, would they go into the 8th seed?
So what's gonna happen is So right now the eighth seed is Golden State. The
Right.
7th seed is the Lakers. So
Right.
the Grizzlies will have to play the Lakers. Whoever wins the play for Lakers, and so I'm thinking Lakers are going to beat the Warriors, and then if the Grizzlies win the play-in, they have to play Golden State for that spot, for the 8th spot, and if they beat them, then they get the 8th spot.
I think that it'll be in such convincing fashion that if they end up seeing the Warriors, let's just say it goes down like that, because the Warriors the 7th, 8th seed do get those 2 shots. So if they end up playing the Warriors, it's going to be in convincing fashion. However, they beat the Spurs, or when they beat the Spurs, because I think that they're going to win as well.
I agree.
Probably something along the lines of 105-98, something like that. But I think it'll be to the point where we might be like, yo, we love Steph. He's MVP in a lot of people's minds. But you gotta watch out for Memphis. I'm telling you, I think John Morant is going ball. I'm telling you, that could just be me being emotional. Whatever.
I agree. I mean, he's lost the opportunity to play in the playoff 2 years in a row. They almost about to be. And I think he's going to go off playing tournament, especially if they get to play the 8th seed. When they already beat the Spurs, I think he's going to give Steph like 50. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited. What do you think? How you think? Who do you think? What you think the point margin will be in that game?
Maybe at least I think the Grizzlies are going to go 2-0, and I think they're going to beat the Spurs at least by 12 points each game.
Okay. Yes. All right, cool. Next game. Next game. I'm just excited. I'm just
I know, listen.
Like, and it's so crazy because we were just talking offline, like how the week is about to be so hectic. Obviously, many of y'all know we just usually have this like week off, like we got some days off before the playoffs start. And now it's play-in playoffs. Like literally, like that's actually the name of this episode. but I did it with like a play-in.
I get that
like mask on. Get mask on.
Oh, you future now. I cannot.
Yeah. This girl I hope that's not corny. Y'all might find the title might be changed. I don't think I'm changing the title. I think I'm keeping it to play-in effort playoffs because this is gonna be it. So the next game we are definitely gonna talk about the Hornets in Charlotte. This is actually, I think this is gonna be
the Hornets in Charlotte.
The Hornets in Charlotte. My bad.
I said, wait, did you say the Hornets in Charlotte?
You know what's crazy? I was talking to Brian H. Waters. Shout out to Brian H. Waters. I was talking to Brian H. Waters earlier, and I said the same thing. I was like, yeah, the Hornets in Charlotte game is gonna be really good. And then I was like, hold up, wait a minute. So the Hornets and the Pacers, they play as well. Play in, that's the 8th and 9th seed in the the 9th and 10th seed in the East. Look, all year we have been ranting and raving about how good LaMelo Ball has been. Mm-hmm. Huge factor for the Hornets. Huge factor. I need to know how important he is in this game. Do we feel like is it more important for him to step up or more important for his team to step up? Look, the Pacers guy, I think, is Sabonis playing? Sabonis is playing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sabonis and those guys.
Don't forget about Karis.
Who?
Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert, right. Karis. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is who I could not think about. Karis LeVert. So the Pacers, they kind of fell off a little bit at the end, which really helped out the Wizards.
Yes. I need to send them a thank you card, actually.
Really helped out the Wizards, kind of falling off the wagon there a little bit. How important is LaMelo Ball in this game against the Pacers?
I think LaMelo Ball is important simply because he's starting now. Every player in the starting five is extremely important. But I think, you know, him, I noticed that he plays point guard and then they alternate his positions at times. He goes from point guard to shooting guard or whatever. I think if he's at point guard for the majority of the games, he's extremely important. But I think, you know, the X factor is Terry Rozier.
Oh, Terry. True.
Yeah, because Terry, he's different. And I don't think people understand like how different Terry is. Like Terry, when I was watching the Wizards the other night against the Hornets, I was more fearful of Terry. And I'm like, crap. Like he got the ball. Every time he got the ball, I was like, crap, he got it. Now when LaMelo got it, it was like, we'll see what happens, because he had turnovers and brick shots. I think LaMelo's kind of reminds me of Steph in ways. Like as far as either you get like 60% LaMelo or you get like a 2 for 20 LaMelo. Kind of like that.
Okay.
But Terry's not like that. Terry's pretty consistent for the most part. So I think Terry's the one you should be scared of. But I think LaMelo, if he has a good game, he may be, you know, the second one to worry about, but he's the X factor for sure if he's having a good game.
Yeah, and I think Terry Rozier, if I recall, I'm pretty sure I'm correct in this, but he has playoff experience. So I believe he's been to the playoff, right? He's been there.
Boston,
right. Yeah. He's so he's the vet. I think that he'll rally or galvanize his guys. So I mean, I think I'm kind of with you on that. Like, but I feel like because, like you said, they move his position. But when you think about LaMelo and how good he can be at the point, being more general, he has incredible passing skills.
And he's in his bag as a route.
Yeah. He's an incredible passer. But I mean, is that going to be enough to get past Sabonis and Karras and all of them?
Karras is the same way. Because Karras is similar to the dynamic that LaMelo and Steph has. Karras is the same way. I've seen Karras go for 60. We all seen him go for 60, 50% shooting here, 60% there, and next game this man's shooting 30%. You know, so it depends on. It's crazy because what's gonna happen with that game? Who's more efficient? That's who wins. That's what I was gonna be. Who's more efficient? And it's hard to say, but I would bet on the Hornets before I bet on the Pacers.
How much you think they're going to score?
Ooh. You know what?
How are they both? To be honest, I haven't watched too much of the Hornets or Pacers outside of when they've played the Wizards.
So
I don't really know what they are defensively.
Miles Turner. So Miles Turner. So they don't have to worry about Miles Turner. So that's another. He would have ate Cody Zeller up.
Wow.
Yeah, he would have ate Cody Zeller up.
Damn, that's big for them.
That's when they failed. They were winning games to a certain extent, but when Miles got hurt, that's when they just plummeted.
Got it. Yeah. Miles is beast defensively. Mm-hmm. Beast.
And he got a strap on him when he won.
Absolutely. So I was gonna say maybe low scoring because of the defense, but I'm wondering. I don't know. Maybe I got Charlotte winning too. I have Charlotte winning as well. I think that he is definitely somebody that you just know you gotta watch out for. That damn scary Terry, man. You just he might get on. He's gonna get on your nerves. Like you can't put too much focus on, because like you said, LaMelo was up and down. But he's still great to watch if they keep him at that point and you watch him be a floor general and pass the ball. It's amazing.
And they shoot the ball so well, like Miles Bridges and PJ Washington. They've been shooting the ball really well. Like what they did to the Wizards. The first half is 60% from three. I'm like, bro, what are y'all on? They're like one of those white AAU teams.
Yeah. Nah. So if they get in a rhythm like that, then
it's a wrap. It'll be over before you know it.
It's giving 110. It's going 110. I'm doing 110 Charlotte. 110 to 100.
Yeah.
I think the Pacers will score 100 points.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm just excited to watch like all the games. Like,
yes.
I'm a little annoyed that I kind of got stuff to do outside of sports this week. Like, I gotta go to my full-time job. I gotta be a mom. Like, I can't just
you gotta be a mom.
I can't just kick back. Like, I've already made my list of what I'm cooking for dinner this week. Joy be so mad, y'all, because Joy be saying what I be posting on social media, like my food and stuff. And she be like, do you have to keep showing off?
She's such a show off. You're such a show off. I'm like, look, I can't even, all I can make is chicken wings and freaking Lunchables. That's all I can make. Literally.
You got time. I wasn't cooking like this until COVID.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That makes me feel a little better.
Oh, sorry, girl. Yeah. I really started going in my bag because I couldn't eat out nowhere. And I'm like, yo, I want this. Okay, let me go to the store and girl, let me go to YouTube University because I really like to go to YouTube University and look me up some recipes and let me make this because I can't get it out of a restaurant. So, and that's not a good thing, girl, because it didn't put on some COVID pounds. So girl, be happy that you ain't learned how to cook. You ain't picked that skill up. Don't even be mad. But I've already got my menu set for the week. So when I come in here, cook. That's it. My kids, thank God, my kids know their mother. Y'all know what it is. It's playoff time. Mama gonna be in front of this television, so I'm super excited that they already hip. So let's move to look. We got to move to this game. Now I was wondering when I was doing this rundown, I was like, should I save this for last? But nah, I can't say this for last. We gotta talk about this now because I gotta save Lakers Warriors for last. But her guy.
Yep.
Russell Recordbrook. I heard somebody say that.
The GOAT.
Stole that. And I said,
I like that. Russell Recordbrook. Yeah.
Okay. This is her guy. She's my favorite Russell Westbrook fan. And because she's a Russell Westbrook fan, by default, she's a Washington Wizards supporter.
Yes.
Supporter. That's a very important point. The Washington Wizards supporters and the Wizards have a matchup against the Celtics. The Wizards clinch the 8th seed after everything that they've been through this season. The ups and downs, the injuries, the COVID mess, us calling for Scott Brooks' head. I'm still calling for
Bryant carrying his ACL 10 games of the season. I'm like,
oh my God, Thomas Bryant. I forgot about Thomas Bryant. The mix up in the lineups, oh my gosh. It's seriously, we have been through the ringer in DC. Okay. So we are here. And it's kind of like a catch-22 because damn, if it wasn't no playing, the Wizards would have been in automatically. It wouldn't even have to fight.
But no playing.
It's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. But it was a very me watching the game against the Hornets. What kept me calm was, damn it, I want us to get this AC, but this is the beauty about the tourney. It don't matter. They're still in the play-in, even if they don't. But I wanted them to have an opportunity at either win and end or lose, or you get to play again. You get two chances. So they see the Celtics, a banged up Celtics. Jaylen Brown out for the season. Oh, what was that? Look, y'all, for those that are listening to the podcast, listen, you might want to head on over to the YouTube channel for About Nothing But Sports, because you got to see these faces that Joy is making. Like, what's damn girl? That's how you go. You don't like Boston? You don't like Boston, do you?
I like Boston.
Nah, the face.
I don't have a problem. I just think it's very, very what's the word I'm looking for? It's beneficial.
Okay, of course.
I'm really enjoying our chances against Boston. That's all.
Right. Jaylen Brown is out. Still got Jason Tatum to deal with. Still got Marcus Smart to deal with. Kemba to deal with.
Kemba's not.
I mean, in relation, let's not listen, girl. You know I love
not
me
much
some
of a threat
Wizards.
to me.
I love me some Wizards, but let's not act like they the Nets or something, girl. So
He is no, but listen.
in relation to what the Wizards are, Boston can make some noise, but Boston been tripping this year.
They
So
have.
yeah, I'm with you. They
suck.
had more than a shot.
They are terrible this year. Like, I don't know what it is with Boston because
you know I'm getting nervous about.
When I was there, they were terrible. They sucked. But yes, I was hoping and praying for this AFC 7 spot matchup because I said I see the Wizards going 2-0. And that is, I'm looking at, even me personally, I feel like we don't even need Brad to play. If NATO can play, they'll be fine. But I feel like they would need either NATO or Brad to play. Because people sleep on NATO. He got a little bag. But
it's not no Brad bag. Come on now.
He is not a Brad bag, but I'm just saying for the Brad's health. Brad's health, you want him healthy for the playoffs. And so obviously, yesterday he played against the Hornets. He played. And I was extremely pleased. I think looked amazing after he got warmed up. He started looking better. But I'm not sure. I think that's a day-to-day injury. It could be cold next day, same thing all over again. And so what I do know is Russ cannot play like he played against the Hornets the other day because he was big trash from the field for a little minute until the fourth quarter came. The fourth quarter came, heated up, got to the line, did all extra. Now, rebounding wise, he was good. Playmaking wise, he was good, but the shots he was taking, big trash from first to third. The end of third, fourth quarter, he heated up and he looked like Russ again, and he was good. But he needs to play well the entire game. Because I don't know how much Brad or NATO is going to play, consider they're injured. So, but I think Daniel Gafford should have a good game. I think he needs to have less turnovers. I think Russ needs to have a great game. I think Robin Lopez needs to have a great game. Listen, you don't understand how much I hated Robin Lopez before the season started. I was every day how much I hated him and Bertans. I could not stand them because, oh my gosh. But anyways, Robin Lopez has grown on me, but they all needs to have a good game. And I feel like they need to not try to overcompensate for Brad, because it looked like they were doing that the last game when he went. They were just doing too much. Everybody trying to play make. You're not a playmaker. Stop trying to play make. Leave that to Russ. So people, they just play your role, play it well, and you're gonna be fine. Period. But I think the Wizards can go against the Celtics 2-0. I don't see the Celtics having a chance.
So, the backcourt of the Wizards needs to be phenomenal for you. You need that to be, or do you just, because I know you said folks just need to just play their role. You don't even need a spectacular performance from the backcourt. If everybody could just
like Hashimura, play well, play confident, play defense. Gafford, if everybody plays their role and plays it well and plays smart and take care of the ball, it's gonna go 2-0 with or without Brad. I feel like. So and if Russ has a great game and a good game and everybody plays the role, the Celtics are banged up. They have no Jaylen Brown. Okay, there's no reason why they can't beat them, and I'm not even worried about the Celtics, to be honest. I'm really not.
I need. I don't think Neto's gonna play.
He's playing.
Neto, they said that he's playing tomorrow.
Yeah, they said he's probable for
that hammy thing. That hammy thing is those hammy issues are really tricky.
Is it both hammies for Brad and NATO?
That's what I'm saying. It's the damn hammy curse. It's the damn hammy curse. It was hamstring for Neto, and so that's why I'm like, damn, like what is going on? And yeah, Neto got a little bag, like you said. He's super aggressive and super physical to be small. He's really physical. I love that. I love his heart. But I'm with you on everybody needing to play their role. Your GOAT cannot, if Brad does not play, Russ has got to, and he understood the game before last, how aggressive he needs to be offensively.
Yes.
On the scoring side, we need, because we don't have Brad, so we need you to be close to 30 if Brad is not playing. I'm okay with low teens, high 20s, or low 20s when Brad is in the game. I expect Bradley Beal to play. I don't know. You know what it is? You know what? This situation with Boston, I think I'm a little annoyed because for the last few years, I have people that hear me talk about this know there is something about Brad Stevens that I just love. I love Brad Stevens, and in those early years of him being in Boston, I just cannot believe they don't have a championship. Like, I cannot believe that they don't have a ring, like, or at least not even that. I can't believe they haven't even made it to a finals. Like, because Brad Stevens had them boys rolling. I mean, literally always favorites to make it out of the East early on. And now I'm starting to look at him a little funny. Like,
I don't know what's going on with him.
Right. Because, Jaylen Brown, first of all, Jaylen Brown, I look at this as Jaylen Brown's like breakout season. Like Jaylen last year initially was kind of like his breakout season, Jaylen Brown for me. But that's not act like in the past he was just there a necessity. They had other pieces there. Now Marcus Smart is what Draymond Green is.
He's a dog.
A dog, and definitely like their MVP. Like when he went out earlier this year, oh my God. So goes the Celtics. Seriously, Marcus Smart. Seriously, I don't know. I got to see which Wizards I get. I have to see which Wizards I get. I got to see what Scott Brooks decide to show up.
Now listen, if anybody you need to worry about is Scott Brooks. Because let me tell you this.
Yeah, man.
I have never been so upset at a coach in my life until I started watching the Wizards.
Oh, you should watch the Cowboys.
Huh?
You should watch the Dallas Cowboys. We gotta get you in the football.
And I was watching First Take today, and Stephen A. Smith said, and this is how I know he went and watching no freaking Wizards. Yeah. Because this dude said Scott Brooks doing a great job. I said, what? How? Listen,
he got that from Russ saying, first and foremost, the first thing we need to thank is our coach. And whatever, Russ is a stand-up guy. He's gonna say that.
He's a stand-up guy, and he loves God.
Yeah.
Scott Brooks has been. Listen.
Go ahead, Vince. Let's give you a couple minutes.
There's two things I've never. I feel like Scott Brooks has an underlying issue with certain players because underlying beef, underlying history. Why are you playing Daniel Gafford 6 minutes a game? Why are you playing Garrison Matthews the last 2 minutes of the game? Like, what are you doing? These guys are some of your Garrison Matthews, Russ, and Daniel Gafford. I felt and NATO when he wants to be are some of their best defensive guys and their best defensive catalysts. I've seen NATO and I'm talking about the ball from whoever, Garrison Matthews, Daniel Gafford, Russ. Why in the world? Like, what are you doing playing these guys in garbage minutes? Like, what are you doing? And
he said in a press conference, just to further piss you off and ruffle your feathers. He said in a presser that he has several bigs on his team, and all of the bigs have to get minutes. And there was so much backlash from like social media I saw with that comment because I saw somebody this is not a high school team.
It's not AAU.
It's not, I don't know if you said or somebody said that. This is not. When a guy plays well, he earns his
minutes.
Like, okay. you don't take that because guess what? You don't want to pull your guys in and out of rhythm. That's how you mess it up. So you don't want to keep pulling Gafford and then he's out of rhythm. When he's in beast mode, let that man stay in beast mode. Don't pull him out unless there is foul trouble situation, obviously. But don't pull that man out to put in no damn Robin Lopez.
Exactly. Now, what I'll say is this. the Charlotte Hornet, Robin Lopez playing all those minutes, that makes sense because he was feasting on Cody Zeller.
And the matchups make sense, absolutely.
Yeah, but most times the matchups make no sense.
And most times the matchup in the middle favors Gafford.
Exactly.
So putting him there.
Exactly. And the guy who's favored the most plays no minutes. And listen, obviously the Wizards were struggling most of the game against Charlotte. They were down most of the game. And you're literally like, the job of the coach is to try things until it works against different teams. Why did Garrison Matthews come in? What was it, late third quarter or the beginning of the fourth quarter? You didn't even try the first half, and they were down by 16 at one point. Like, what are you doing?
And you expect him to come in with some type of rhythm and some type of Herculean effort to help the team. Now, again, they end up winning, but that was really because Brad came to life in the fourth.
Yeah, and because Russ got to the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
and
I
feel like that's what Russ is gonna have to do. Is because I think what Russ does sometimes, he'll settle for shots that make no sense for him. Like, for example, he knows
like that air ball three.
Hold on. We're not going to act like Russ has gotten better from three this year. We're not going to pretend he hasn't. But, you know, I just feel like he needs to drive. Like, if you can't drive, then you shoot. But you can drive half the time, or at least draw a foul. That's your
fair. The refs have been super stingy with blowing the whistle.
Yes, they have.
So to be fair, you got to understand in some situations that you're not only playing the opposite team, but you're playing the refs. So I kind of get it a little bit with not necessarily settling for shots, but who's to say that if I drive, I'm even going to get the foul? Like they don't. This is every game. This is every game.
Now that is true. But like I said, the only concern that I have for the Wizards is Scott Brooks, because even though Brad Stevens hasn't had a good season, he's still a much better, 10 times a better coach than Scott Brooks is. And if anybody can outcoach him, it's Brad Stevens. So I think that if the Wizards do lose against the Celtics, it'll be because Scott Brooks got outcoached.
And who do you think is the X factor for Boston?
Marcus Smart.
Okay.
I think it's Marcus Smart. And I think I like Peyton Pritchard too. I like Peyton Pritchard. I like Marcus Smart. Kemba Walker, not worried about him. Never am. There's nothing about Kemba that scares me.
And that's exactly why he's my X factor.
Oh,
because somehow, some way, they allow him to get going, and Tatum is in his bag, and you got all that coming from Marcus Smart.
Kemba Walker
So maybe I shouldn't have used the word X factor. Maybe I should have said the one that they need to step up. Like, we need them.
Yes,
they will not. If Kemba can muster up one of those 25-point games, they're not losing. The Wizards have got to play defense. And then you got Jason still in his bag. They're not losing. You said, I'm very concerned. I don't know which Wizards I'm going to get. I don't know which Scott Brooks I'm going to get. If I get, respectfully, if I get nutty Scott Brooks, who needs to be weird with the lineups, who doesn't want to play individuals that are going to feast in the middle, Daniel Gafford. If I don't get that Scott Brooks, I'm not worried about Russ and Brad. They're going to do what they need to do. I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about all the other things that play into them winning games, calling timeouts when it's necessary, making sure that you got the right guys on the floor. If they are in some type of situation when they have a double-digit lead, make sure that you keep their head on a swivel and make sure that they continue to keep their foot on the gas and not blow big leads. This stuff is the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff matters. So it's going to depend on what Scott Brooks I get. If I get decent Scott Brooks, then I'm not worried. But if I get a Brad Stevens who can outcoach Scott Brooks, and then you add what Jason Tatum is going to do, because there's no question about what Jason is going to do.
There's no question.
Right, there's no question what Jason is
Kemba,
doing. And then Kemba decides to show up for
if he shows up. If he
decides to show up for the first time, the Wizards.
All I know is these three guys right here.
What's that?
They sunned them last year. They sunned them last year.
Yeah, that's when I started. That's when I started losing faith in Brad. I'm like, no, Brad Stevens, what you doing?
No, but that's the thing. Brad Stevens, he did a great job coaching that series, but Eric Spoelstra is a better coach. Eric Spoelstra, and the thing is, a lot of people found out last year how good of a coach Spo was. I already knew it. I already knew how good.
I knew that from the championships.
But Spo, a lot of people on Spo because a lot of people had in their minds, oh, LeBron was the reason why. LeBron was the coach, which that was cap. He was not the coach. Spo was the coach, and
absolutely,
and Pat was
absolutely.
But yeah, so
louder for the people in the back.
So yeah, but yeah, Brad Stevens did what he could, but Spo was just a better coach in that series.
Yeah. So, have you chose? Okay, so you got the Wizards winning.
Yes.
By what point margin, or what's the points?
I think they can. I think it's gonna be close, but at the same time, I think that if they play good basketball tomorrow, and I think they can win by at least 5 both games.
Okay.
No. I'll say 5 the first. Is it 2 games or just 1?
So the 7th and 8th. Okay, so both conferences, if the 8th seed beats the 7th seed, or if the 7th or 8th seed, if either one of those win, they only got to play one time.
Okay, so this could be a 1-game thing.
So if the Wizards win, they're in the playoffs. Boston would have to win twice, or have to play again, something like that. My daddy explained it to me yesterday. Lord Jesus.
Okay. Well,
but it's something to that effect. I think the 7th and 8th seed, that game, whoever wins that, they only play one game. The loser of that game gets the second chance.
Okay,
the 8th and the 9th seed, whoever lose that, it's a wrap. You don't get a second chance. It's only one game. Got it. So for the Hornets and the Pacers, whoever win that, they play the loser of the 7th and 8th seed.
Got it. Well, I say Wizards by 5.
Okay, I don't know who. I just don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
I'm already mentally preparing for the Wizards against the Nets, so that'll be that.
Well, I mean, I called that, but I called that in the Eastern Conference Finals. But that's a technical.
In the Eastern Conference Finals,
I called the Wizards going to the conference finals at the beginning of the season. It's not going to happen, but I called it. But that's my technicality. So technically, I would be half right if the Wizards win the Nets, because I did say that the Nets and the Wizards would see each other in the playoffs. So whatever. Hopefully, nobody picked that up, and I probably just gave it away. So y'all can go pick it up now. So we're moving on to the last game. We are wrapping up. I told y'all my girl know what she is thinking about, and I absolutely love it. I don't know. Sometimes you just see me doing this because I'm really just listening. Like I'm a student. I love listening. And what I don't know, I'm just sucking it up and soaking it in. But I gotta save the best for last. And again, I'm not saying that your GOAT is not the best, but I have to save this. It's not a heavyweight matchup, but we want, in our minds, it's a heavyweight matchup.
Right.
Warriors and Lakers. The Lakers have found themselves in the play-in. Let's take a minute to chuckle.
I love to see it.
Love to see it. They have found themselves in the play-ins, and folks is not happy about it. And they have found themselves playing who is my MVP. A couple weeks ago, it was up in the air between him and Chris Paul. Stephen Curry making it to the play-in at an 8th seed. If the play-ins did not exist, they would have the 8th seed. They would be in the playoffs. Right. Without Klay Thompson. Mm-hmm. Basketball minds understand that coming into the season, we didn't expect the Warriors to do anything. Why? Because first of all, we didn't expect Steph to be what Steph is or has been, because we understand that when Clay is not on the court, who gets all that attention? Stephen Curry gets all of that attention. Right. So by nature, those that have basketball minds, we're automatically thinking, damn, he probably not gonna have that good of a year. He kind of gonna be exposed. The man got his team to the play-ins and the eighth seed, and he won a scoring title. Do you hear what I'm saying? Did y'all hear what I'm saying? Stephen Curry won a scoring title without Klay Thompson on the court. Yeah. That doesn't solidify how bomb he is. There's no way. In my mind, I'm like, damn, we're going to start seeing some stuff about Steph this year because he ain't got Klay. That's the first thing on my mind. Because we're not going to act like that. I mean, they both feed off of each other. We're not going to act like that. All these years we haven't thought he only that good because you don't want to leave Klay alone. He only that good because you got to fix somebody. Klay can get hot as well as in a damn snap of a finger. For Stephen Curry to do what he has done this season consistently, he's definitely my MVP. But they ain't getting past the Lakers. No. Damn. In my opinion, they're not getting past the Lakers. They're not getting past a LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but it's going to be fun. I'm popping some popcorn. That's for damn sure. I'm going to be front and center to watch, but they will have a second chance though. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I believe that the Lakers will make it. They'll stamp their 7th seed. Mm-hmm. And the Warriors will have a second chance. When it's all said and done, they're going to end up being the 8th seed. Yes, they're gonna be the 8th.
So you think the Grizzlies or Spurs will lose to the Warriors?
First of all, I would love to see the Warriors and the Grizzlies in this situation.
Yes, I would too.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, and I think that's what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be the Grizzlies and the Warriors to battle to see who's gonna get the 8th spot. Yes,
I don't. And to be honest, I'm saying that that game is gonna be completely on Steph. If Steph don't take over that Grizzlies game, like you said, they have the better team. They have a better team than the Warriors do. So Steph won't have to completely take over that game. But the Lakers Warriors game, I don't expect them to beat the Lakers. I expect the Lakers to go ahead and just slap. But I have to ask. I have to ask. In order for them to beat the Warriors, how healthy does LeBron and AD have to be? If they're not 100, because neither one of them 100%, what do we need from them? And I said this to somebody earlier. LeBron ain't 100%. LeBron probably about 75, but that 75 is better than most 100s. Yes. So I mean that's just LeBron. Yeah. Don't get too happy about me dropping compliments on LeBron. People, you're not going to get that very often on this show. Yeah. But how healthy do they have to be?
I think that the Lakers are healthy enough now. LeBron and AD are both healthy enough now to beat the Lakers. I mean, to beat the Warriors. But for the playoffs in general and against the Suns, the first round, they need to be 100% or at least 95%, because I just feel like the Suns are they're a second seed for a reason. Like, regardless, people can say, "Oh my gosh, you're not a playoff team." We don't know that yet. We haven't seen them in the playoffs. So how do you even know that to begin with?
Facts.
Chris Paul has always done well in the playoffs. So I don't know what people are talking about when I don't know what that is that they're talking about.
People forget what he did last year with OKC
and took Russ and James to game 7.
Took him like 6 games.
7.
They won 7 games in that series.
Was it 7 or 6? I thought it was 7.
It don't matter. It was deep into that series. And it was, come on, bro. I don't even remember who was on that squad last year besides him. Are you kidding me? I think Adams was there.
You talking about Steven Adams?
Steven Adams, yeah.
He was there. It was a whole bunch of young guys. Dort, Shea, all of those guys.
Don't ring a bell, sis. Don't ring a bell. But to your point, CP3 is amazing. The Suns are sitting in that seat for a reason.
Yes. So to beat the Warriors, they don't have to be that healthy. I don't think they do. I think that they have enough ammunition from their bench to their starting 5 to get the job done. They've been loading and packing this whole season to get guys to beat the Clippers and the Nets and everybody else. So they have more than enough help to beat the Warriors, whether Steph goes off or not. But like I said, when the playoffs start, first round start, they better hope and pray, get on knees and pray to God that LeBron's at least 90%, because they're gonna need it, and it's just gonna get harder from there.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. Is Steph in your MVP conversation? I know I talked about it a few moments ago. Is Steph in your MVP conversation? Oh God, never mind. That was a ridiculous question. I mean, just in the conversation says no. I'm not saying that he should bet over Russell Westbrook, but
no, he's not. I feel like Jokic has it in the bag. Like, I feel like Jokic has earned it. I think he's played well from start to finish. Okay. I think that a lot of people counted out the Nuggets once Jamal Murray got hurt, and people aren't realizing, and I think they are, but they're not. They're comparing, oh yeah, Stephen don't got Clay. Well, Jokic don't got Jamal Murray, and they're still a top contender in the West. And I feel like he deserves credit for that. So he deserves credit for playing well, and also when he lost his teammate, keeping his team afloat and keeping them a top contender. And I think that's an MVP if that's an MVP if nobody else is. So I like him. I like Chris Paul. Like, bro, this dude, the last time the Suns made the playoffs was 2010. Like, why in the world am I hearing Steph's name more than Chris Paul's? Chris Paul's name should have been heard more.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because he has the like of a DeAndre Ayton. He has the likes of a fucking Devin Booker.
That's true.
I'm not saying that these guys. I am not of the notion that these guys would have even made the playoffs with those guys without Chris Paul. So I'm not saying. But what I'm saying is he has considerably more, and Steph has considerably less when it comes to scoring the ball. Like,
that's true.
So maybe that's why we kind of hearing Steph more.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, that's true. But here's my thing. As much as the Suns had last year, they missed the playoffs. So not only did he bring them to the playoffs, but they're a second seed. So what were they last year? 9 or 10? You went from 9 or 10 to 2? Like, that's MVP. That's an MVP guy right there. Same thing with Russ. I think if Russ started out the season better and healthy, I think he'd be not only would the Wizards be a top 5 seed, but Russ would be in the MVP conversation too. Because, like I said, same thing with Russ. People are saying, oh my gosh, Russ has Bradley Beal. Okay, and Bradley Beal was also last in the East last year. And now he's in the playoffs, about to go for a 7th spot. So I just feel like, Golden State, they're in the 8th spot, but a lot of people are bringing their team from crap this year. Whether or not they have more or less, I think they all changed what the team was before. Steph did it, Russ did it, Chris Paul has definitely did it more than anybody has, I feel like. So I think Jokic is the winner, but I think if anybody should be a runner-up, it's Chris Paul.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't be having this Chris Paul conversation. Let's just say AD was out all year and LeBron James. I'm just trying to put it in perspective a little bit. That was probably about to be a bad example. I'm just trying to put it in perspective a little bit in regards to just me arguing my case for Steph. LeBron James would be MVP if he didn't have any Anthony Davis. If there was no Anthony Davis, and you dealing with the likes of an inconsistent Kyle Kuzma, an inconsistent KCP, those guys, LeBron James would be MVP if he had his team in a 6 or 7 seed, essentially by himself. And that's what I think they're talking about with, like, for real, like, Steph don't have no other heavy hitter with him.
Yeah, and he deserves credit. He deserves credit.
He deserves consideration.
Yeah,
I believe that it's in the bag for Jokic as well. I think I saw something on social media saying that the odds for him winning though in Vegas went down.
Oh wow! And Steph's went up.
Probably because of Steph.
And he got a scoring title. So I mean, you know, and I'm so mad because I predicted Bradley Beal getting the scoring title at the beginning of the season.
So I was like, look, Steph went out with the tailbone injury a couple nights ago. And I'm like, oh, you know, because Brad was out those 2 games with his hammy. And I think that's kind of definitely what messed it up in the him being out those 2 games.
Brad would have said
Steph went out with that tailbone injury. I'm like, oh, this might kind of even things out. But nah, Steph been on a tear.
Yeah, well, if Brad would have been healthy, I think Brad would have got it, honestly. I think he would have ended up getting it. But, you know, it is what it is. Steph earned it. He deserved it. He been going crazy. Yeah. So it is what it is. But
and this is the 2nd straight year where Brad was 2nd. So, you know, it's really just up from here. He's been doing an incredible job. I'm really excited about these games. And I'm so happy that you joined me. I can't wait. What game are you looking forward to the most
for the play-in tournament?
Yeah,
probably the Wizards and Celtics. And no bias. I just feel like it's no bias. I just feel like that's gonna be. I mean, the most. For example, the Wizards and the Celtics that have the most stars, and it's gonna be the most. It's gonna be competitive. So like every other team. Like, okay, so the Western Conference play-in is star-studded. It has Ja, DeMar. It's just like, okay, y'all got a star. It's gonna be competitive. But the East has blockbuster stars. You have you have Russ and Brad, and could have been Jaylen Brown, but Jason Tatum and Kimball. I just feel like it's going to be competitive and it's star-studded and it's blockbuster. So I think that's why. Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Just got me so hyped, girl. I can't popcorn. And as hectic I know is about to be. Thank you again for taking the time out to join my show. I said, oh God, NBA playoff play-ins. Let me hit up Joy. I gotta get her on. So
you know my predictions be on point.
Yeah, well, girl, they all right.
Yeah, my Miami Heat went to the finals. I called that last December.
You know what's crazy is I called the Heat. I think I called the Heat too, but at the time that I was calling the Heat, I was calling either I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of going in the direction of Boston. I called Boston, but I called Miami my sleeper, and I didn't know that they were going to see each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. Or whatever.
I had Miami straight to the finals.
Yeah, I didn't
Boston, past Milwaukee, all of them.
Yeah, I didn't expect. So I'm like, shoot. But I kind of went when I saw they was balling like that last year before All-Star, and then they went to All-Star and folks was winning all kind of awards and stuff in All-Star. I said, Miami doing it. I should have stayed a Heat fan because I'm a huge Dwayne Wade fan. I was like, damn, why ain't stay on the bandwagon? And I be trying to be true to myself. I'm like, nah, I can't just hop on just because they right now. I wasn't on them all season, so I ain't gonna jump on them now. But yeah, I'm excited.
I'm just happy that Miami will not be playing the Wizards in the play-in because they were this close to being the 7th spot.
Ooh, you would have been in your bag.
It would have been too much for me. Picking between Russ and Miami is just hard. People already know I'm a bigger Russ fan than a Heat fan, but it's not my fault.
Right,
it's Russell Westbrook. But it's not easy picking between the two. And it just breaks my heart. Okay.
This, what that reminds me of? And then we're going to wrap.
Uh-huh.
I'm a huge football fan. Huge Cowboys fan. Huge Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And so Dallas, but I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. That is my guy. Like, he's my player. Brady's my player. Dallas is my team.
Mm-hmm.
And so they play the first week. The first freaking game of the season.
Yikes.
They're going to Tampa. And so it's so funny because everybody on social media is like, oh, sis, you torn. What you going to do? And I'm like, look, ultimately, at the end of the day, first of all, Tom Brady got 7 rings. Okay.
Right.
Guy has won enough.
Right.
Ultimately, see, it's the opposite for me. I'm a bigger Dallas fan. I'm all about the team. versus the individual guy. And thank God Tom Brady has won enough that I can be stingy and selfish like that. Damn it. I expect Dallas to win the game. And I'm going to talk to y'all about that some more next week. Joy, thanks again for joining us. Thank you guys for tuning in to About Nothing But Sports. This is going to be available via podcast in a couple of hours. Thank you guys for subscribing. You can find me on social media, Ashley Baker _21. I believe that I try to change my Instagram name, so it should reflect that as well. If it does not, then the Instagram name is probably still Ashley N21221. I'm trying to keep it the numbers the same, girl. I'm trying to be across the board like y'all professional folk. I'm professional, damn it. So, but yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Real quick, drop your links. Drop your where people can find you on social media because she's a dope follow, y'all.
And do I just put it in the chat?
Yeah, you could, but just go ahead and tell us again where they can where.
I thought you said type it out.
Yeah, my bad. That was my fault. I said that.
You can follow me on Instagram at Jordy Angela, Twitter at Jordy Angela. That's JoyDeangela. And then you can follow me on YouTube, Jordy Angela. Everything is Jordy Angela. Yes.
I will be talking to you in game, sis. I look forward to seeing you on social media. And thanks again for joining us. You guys, same time. I was going to say same time, same place next week, but y'all know how I do. You might see me, you might not. But thank y'all for tuning in anyway. We are signing out. Good night.
Good night, y'all. Thanks for having me.